Couple of good deep breaths while you're here. Nice inhales and exhales. Just allowing the body to have this chance to connect, to relax. Breathing deep and full. So, Earth Day was this week. So, the element of Earth has been on my mind a bit this week. And that'll be what we're playing with today. So, the Earth element is very stabilizing. It's our structure, it's security, it's nurturing. And so those are some of the elements that we're drawing out in our approach to some of the poses. So for instance, a lot of the elements are really fast, like air just whoosh and it's already gone. Water flows quickly, and fire, you see wildfire sometimes just going ridiculous speeds. So many of the elements are fast, and our earth element is a little bit slower. So you'll notice if we take a little bit more time in some of the poses, just slowly progressing through our flows, that's one way that we're connecting to this element of earth. We're also working on grounding down, connecting to our feet, connecting with our balance, trying to go push down to grow up. So just different ways that we're playing with this element of earth. And so that'll be our intention, just connecting with this beautiful Gaia, Mother Earth, that nurtures us and it gives us everything that we need in order to survive and thrive. So that intention to lead us on, let's begin hugging knees into the chest. Just rock around a little bit left and right. Nice inhales, exhales. Beautiful. Both knees tilt over to the left. Notice how the top knee most likely is not in contact with the bottom knee as you're taking the twist. So just feel how there's a gradual opportunity for gravity to do its work, just slowly softening into the depth. That's another way in which we'll play with some of the poses today, trying to use gravity rather than always kind of fight against it and force our way into something, but rather find the spot where your body just naturally stops, and then feel gravity, feel the release into it take over to allow the rest of the pose to adjust, to deepen. Just another deep inhale. Use the exhale. Knees start to travel up and just soften over to the other side. Once again, find the initial pose. And just see what's possible insofar as relaxing a little bit deeper. So another huge breath. Good inhale. Deep exhale. Good. Legs start to rise up. Allow yourself to take a happy baby, grabbing the feet, open the knees, rocking out just a little bit. If you'd like, you can allow right leg to try to straighten against your contact with the foot. And then eventually shift to left. Playing with that additional stretch for another round or two. Beautiful. Releasing the feet, we take a bridge pose. So plant the feet close to glutes. Hands on the floor beside the hips. Your inhales, scoop the tailbone up, rise up one vertebrae at a time. And with exhales, lower back down. Already feel how this is possible because the feet push down. It's making contact with the earth that allows us something to move against. It wouldn't be possible if it was like putty, for instance, and we pushed into it and it just sunk with us. This type of movement wouldn't be possible. Thinking of Ayurveda, we're taking just a couple more of these. In Ayurveda, the place in our body where we embody the earth element is our bones. It's the structure, it's the stability. You think of Harry Potter when he lost the bones in his arm, that's what we would be without the earth element. Something to move against and to move with. So the next time you're up high, stay, clasp hands under your back if possible. And walk your shoulder blades close together. Lift higher if you can. Again, gratitude and feeling how it is with the feet touching the earth. More so than anything else, that's what usually is in contact with the earth, our feet. So just feeling that presence. One more good inhale. Next exhale. Release the hands, return the back down. Beautiful. We'll make our way up to a seated position. So roll like a ball a few times if you'd like. Otherwise, just rise up. Beautiful. And when we're up, let's baby cradle right leg. Pull that hip in and then rock it out a few times. Just kind of easing the hip into a massage. That feels like you've gotten about what you can in the benefit of rocking. Then drop it to cross leg or shin stack, whatever feels more accessible for sitting bones to stay in contact with earth. And begin to walk your hands forward. Some of these seated positions like this also, to me, very much embody this earth element. Like the opportunity we have to ground and to move against the groundedness of the hips in order to feel muscles lengthen. As we walk the hands in, keep that left leg that's on the bottom there. The right leg opens out wide. Right hand plants on the inside of the leg. The left shoulder pulls back a stack. Then reach up and over. Raising up. Shift that foot to be in front of you, so squaring the hips forward, legs in front. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lengthen over that leg. Rising up, tuck the right leg in, baby cradle left, rock it out a few times. Again, when that feels like you've gotten the benefit of that, there's nothing more it can offer, then aim for shin stack or cross leg, and start to walk the hands forward. Okay, so walking back in, the leg opens out wide, left hand is on the floor in front, pull the right shoulder back, and then reach laterally up and over. That's okay. You're always allowed to take care of yourself. Okay, so rising up, square it more forward, just right in front of you. Right, inhale up, exhale, tilt. Okay, so rising up, both legs open out wide. Gonna do a little challenge first. So if your body is just not willing to cooperate, that's okay. Just do the best you can do. But this is kind of like the bridge pose where we're finding our anchor points to the ground in order to push up. So take your right hand, plant it behind your back, and then your left hand scoops up to try to lift the hips up. Try to hold for 5. If it's not working, that's okay. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften down. Try to aim directly for second side. When you're ready, scoop up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Soften down. Reset the sitting bones. Remove flesh if you need to. Then we're just going to walk forward and let's this balance, playing with the earth element of strength. Just like because of earth, we can have a foundation of a home, for instance. It's that balance between that strength, building it, but then also making it useful. It's like, for instance, if we needed a home, a cave is a little bit more useful than just solid granite mountain. Making it strong and useful. Sometimes by this point, there's the ability to soften just a little bit more. So if that's the case, go for it. Okay, gently walk back in. Swing the legs underneath. And let's play with a few cat cows. You can go as fast or as slow as you need. You can wiggle to the side if that's more useful. Just feel how the bones themselves are receiving this. Yes, it's obviously about the muscles, but also sometimes, like with a chiropractor, sometimes the bones are just slightly off. But like taking the time when the body says, ooh, pause here for just a moment. And then those small little changes that are needed can happen. Learning to listen just like that. Yeah. So kind of like with the bridge pose where we play with pushing against the earth to build the strength and the structure that we need. We're going to do a couple of variations of that kind of stuff as we go through a couple of points of class. So here we're going to do push-up type things. So if you'd like to stay on your knees, that is 100% allowed. If you'd feel like you're at a strong point where you'd like to lift, that's also fine. We're just going to go for 5 nice and slow. So focus with your breath. A nice inhale going down. Exhale, push. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Allow the hips to start to droop down just a little bit. Slight back bend. And pushing back to a nice child pose. You can stay here a few more breaths or travel up to the downward facing dog whenever you're ready. Take your time. At some point, we'll head up to the top of the mat. No rush to get there. Next inhale helps us rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Big toes closed, heels slightly separated. Sitting back in fierce pose. Hands at heart is going to be easier. Airplane arms is slightly harder. Arms by the ears, much harder. You choose, keep the tailbone just a little bit tucked, protecting the low back. Good more inhale. Exhale. Arms down by the sides. Just find the length of the spine up, so the feet pushing down. Shift weight into left foot. Rotate right knee open. And let that foot climb. Tree pose, maybe ankle, maybe calf, or thigh. So I imagine the bottom foot is the one that we're standing on is like a foundation. So I like to imagine I can widen that foundation. Like if my foot was a crayon, let it melt with the sun just a little bit so it can go wider and then re-solidify in that huge foundation. Maybe arms open. Release the right foot, crossing it in front, and then just slowly roll our way down. It's going to be really nice for that left outer hip, outer thigh area. If you need more, the fingertips walk just a little bit further to the right. If you need to uncross first to rise up, that's fine. Otherwise, just kind of softly roll your way up and then uncross. When your right foot is now up in contact with the earth, solidify it like that huge base, that foundation. Shift your weight over there. Left knee opens and climbs. So sometimes it's easy to kind of solidify the legs, but then your posture is just kind of like, oh, I'm here, whatever. But feel that continuing to climb. Maybe arms reach. And as we release, cross this left leg in front, softly roll down. Just kind of surrendering with gravity. Uncross now or later, softly rise. And feet about as wide as the mat. Circle the arms up to sky. Inhale. So that solid base. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale as you plant the hands, just the right foot travels back. The hands are on the inside of the foot. We're going for 5 kind of assisted push-ups with the leg helping us out. So elbows bend, go as low as you can, and push up. 4, 3. So how this opens the hip nicely. 2, and 1. Beautiful. You're welcome to drop the back knee if you'd like. You can stay on hands or lower to 1 or both elbows. It's a nice lizard pose. If it's not too much, you have the option to take left hand to the back. Aiming back up to the hands. Inch the foot in front of you just for the spot that feels like the most stable, the most structural. Hips shift forward, and then we rise the hands up. Good. And have hands at the knee if that feels more structural, but we're aiming for that really good hip opening in the front of the right hip for a moment. Good. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. And a half split, so hips are shifting over the back knee, front leg is straightening, and continue to soften forward. planting the front foot, bend that knee again. Tuck the back toes. Lift up that back knee. And we're trying to find a good lunge shape with the back heel floating. Similar to before, we're getting the stretch in the front of right hip. Kind of deepen into the lunge just the best that you can. Good. And 5 times the back knee is going to bend just a little bit so we can lower just a little bit more and lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing efforts. Now scoot the back foot forward just enough that you can get the heel all the way flat. Hips are square forward. Hands come to the hips. And let's bend forward into pyramid. Eventually walk hands down shins, maybe to floor. If either knee has to be bent, try to not make it the front knee. If anything, back off a little bit to really set up the structure of the front leg, structure of the hips, and then soften into that shape. Bumping hands forward a foot or so, standing split. Maybe hands in contact with the earth the best, feels the most stable. Maybe you want to play with the balance. So one hand or both behind the Achilles tendon area. Eventually drop both feet down, standing forward fold. As much as you can, try to allow neck and back to soften using gravity. Start to heel toe the feet wide as the mat. We're still pointing forward. Fingertips on the ground, almost like a football player. Squat down and gaze forward. Good. And straighten the legs back down, bow forward. And then repeat that 4. And then straighten. 3. So how the weight is shifted all around in the feet in each condition. 2. Natural thing they do to help us be stable. 1. Up, just release for a couple of breaths. Feel how different this forward fold is than the other. And sliding the hands up the shins, a nice strong Hatha. Find the hands, the left foot to back of mat. Hips are releasing forward already. We're setting up for that push-up. So, low as we can get. Here's 5 and up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lowering the back knee. We have gratitude for all these bones. Something to push against. So this is lizard. You can stay on the hands or lower to elbows. Option to grab right hand for the back toes for any amount of time if you wish. Looking up to the hands. Foot perhaps a bit closer for more structure. Hips push forward. Hands on the thigh is fine if that's what feels best to set up the stretch, the front of the left hip. Or up to sky is also fine, your choice. Okay, half split, straighten the front leg, drop the hands down. Front foot in contact with the earth, hips shift forward, tuck the back toes, lift up the knee. Find a place where you can rise the arms up. Good, maybe sink a little lower. Pause for a moment. Enjoy the stretch. And dipping a little bit lower. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shorten the stance, hands to hips, pyramid pose. Come forward. Keep the structure of the hips. Keep the structure of the front leg straightening. The halfway point, hands can go to the shin, the floor. Bumping hands forward, standing split. Maybe working on balance a little bit with this, your choice. And eventually release, forward fold. Head heavy, spine heavy. Circling the arms up to the sky. Hands to heart. Take a moment to feel the feet spreading wide again. Hips shift over left. Wrap right. Doubling down like eagle's legs. Right elbow under left. Eagle's arms. Bring the arms, hands at heart. Straighten the standing leg, float right. Pick back warrior 3, hair arms. Soft land, warrior 1. Float. Warrior 2. Extended side angle. Reverse. then cartwheel the hands down toward the top of the mat. Lower the hips, turn to the long edge. Just a good long inner thigh stretch. Shifting hips up and over, second side, same stretch. Lifting the hips up to the middle, turn the toes to the long edge, wide angle forward fold. And the knees, roll the spine up. And just the front toes forward, open the arms. Bring the hips square to the side, triangle. So reach left hand forward, and then drop to shin, right to sky. And rise. Soften the front knee, warrior two. Now we're going to cartwheel the right hand to the ground, hop up on the back toes, left hand to the sky. As the left hand comes down, allow this front leg to swing up and back, three-leg dog. Open the hips, send the toes behind your back. Then re-square the hips, lower the foot, downward facing dog. Plank. Both heels to the right. Option for left hand to right, side plank. The hand comes down. Step the left foot about halfway forward. So before it was clear by the hand, now it's halfway down. See if you can lower right hip to the floor. Good. So now kind of like the bridge pose, we're going to sweep up and down like it's like the bridge pose and the plank pose, the side plank. So this left hand is the momentum. It sweeps up. We try to lift the hips. 5. And down. You got it. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Beautiful. Just release the foot to the back of the mat. Pivot forward, child pose, down dog, or up low. Enjoy the down dog for a couple of breaths. You choose when to come forward to the forward fold. Next inhale, rise. Comes to heart. Feel the feet creating that foundation. Hips shift over right foot. Ready? Go pose the legs. Left leg wraps over. Maybe left elbow under eagle's arms. And heart. Straighten standing leg. Try to float left knee. Between arms, warrior 3. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Extended side angle. Reverse. Cartwheel kind of by the front foot. Turn the long edge. Nice Skandasana. So your choice, maybe you're wanting to sink closer to the earth, trying to lower to elbows, or maybe you want to play with the balance aspect, hands up to the heart. So your choice how you want to play with earth, with gravity. How alive the feet are. We'll give them a little bit of attention before we wrap up. Shift to the second leg. Same attention, same focus, whatever you're doing on the other side. Wide angle forward, fold, turn your toes to the long edge of the mat. Maybe a new arm position. Soft bend of the knees, roll up. Front toes turn forward, open the arms, keep the hips square to the side. Reach forward. And right hand to shin, left to side. Triangle. Rise. Warrior 2, front knee softens. Left hand, the back hand. Goes all the way down to the ground, pop up on the back toes. Foot right. As the hand comes down, three-legged dog with the right leg floating. Open the hips and the toes behind your back. And square the hips. Feet drop down, downward facing dog. Plank. Toes to the left. And your right hand rises, side plank. Good. And down, hips up, down dog. Float the right leg for a moment. And land it at the halfway point. And lower left foot to the floor. Okay, so right hand reaches to the back. You ready? Sweeping up, try to lift the hips like bridge. 5. And down. 4. 3. 2. 1. Good. Facing forward, unwind. Tuck the toes. We're on our knees. Tuck the toes. Send some of your weight of hips back. Hands forward if this is intense on your feet, or all the way up if you're doing okay. Meant to be a toe and fascia of the foot stretch. Enjoying that for a moment. Calming and slowing the breath. You can always come forward if this gets really intense. Three more breaths. 2, 1. Traveling forward, circle the feet or pound them out. Sitting onto the back, the pointed toes this time. Shift the hips to the left, and then lift up the right knee. This should be stretching the front part of the foot. If you need more, you can have your weight over and lift up the right knee instead. Just whatever helps to stretch the front of the foot. And then shift the hips to second side and lift the left knee. And release, come forward. Then you can roll or pound the feet out for a moment. We'll take a pigeon pose, so you can do that from kneeling if you'd like, or from down dog, but we end up with our right leg forward. Stay up if you wish. You can drop to elbows right away. Taking a minute or so here. Preparing to travel back. Take a little recovery moment. This can be through down dog or through kneeling with some hip shifts, whatever feels good. And whenever you're ready from left knee forward, go for it. Do you right to left hip, swing the feet in front of you. Planting the feet, take some windshield wipers, but also feel it's not only a hip recovery, but feel traveling across the surface area of both feet. Like gently brushing the feet into the earth. It's like a sense of gratitude. From here, we'll do one last little gratitude thing for our feet. So this can be different for different people. Maybe you'd like to give each of your feet just a brief massage. Maybe you're rubbing your hands together and then with the heat, just holding it against the front and bottom of each foot one at a time. So just give your foot whatever attention, whatever love, a little bit of time for one foot. Eventually switching to the second side. Just gratitude. Thank you for connecting me to earth. Thank you for being my foundation. Allowing me to rise up from you. Thank you for all the steps you've given me. Take as much time as you need to feel it balance, even the attention out, the energy. And if there's last stretches you need prior to Shavasana, you can take them. Otherwise, you're welcome to ground into Shavasana whenever you're ready. So whenever you're more so than anything else, just feel earth when you get there. No rush. Perhaps feel all the surface area of your body that's touching earth. Imagine earth is like giving you a little gift of energy, of love, of nurturing. And here we'll get to rest for the last few minutes of class. When you get there, no rush. Begin to deepen inhales and exhales. Stretching out in ways that feel good. Perhaps a fetal position off to one side. Maybe 3 or 4 more breaths. We'll be rising up to a comfortable seated place when you feel ready. With hands at the heart, we feel tremendous gratitude for the earth element, for our bones, for Mother Earth. I think that name is very fitting for all the nutrients, all the support, all the nurturing we receive from the earth. So just tremendous gratitude for all of this structure, support, stability, and nurturing that we receive. Trying to embody that just a little bit more this week. So with this to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.